What anime fans? I'm back with another video reviewing the Rurouni Kenshin reboot. And first episode, I enjoyed it. It actually felt well paced. It didn't feel rushed at all. Unlike other anime reboots, first episodes, Hunter x Hunter and Dragon Quest and Shaman King. All these episodes were rushed for one reason or another. But this episode of Rurouni Kenshin, the first episode of the reboot, it's well structured. It's not rushed. It does the entire first chapter without skipping through anything. It just tones down some things, which is not what you expect. It takes more 1,000-year blood war approach to the story. Which, if they keep this up, I wouldn't mind. But I do miss some of the old things that the original anime had. But still, I think it was perfectly faithfully adapted. And that's a good sign. Hopefully, they can keep this up throughout the series. And so it seems like the series will have a season with a story arc or story where at Tokyo will adapt the entire Tokyo. Maybe I don't know how many chapters the Tokyo arc is and what the last chapter of the arc is before Kyoto begins. But I assume you'll adapt the entire Tokyo arc for the season. Maybe it'll be 24, 25, or 26 episodes. But, or maybe less because of less filler. I don't know, but we'll wait and see. Probably keep this consistency up. Okay, people are really hating anime reboots because they rush through the story to get the stuff that wasn't adapted. Hunter x Hunter adapted all the way up. The original Hunter x Hunter anime adapted all the way up to half the New York City arc for the original anime's run. But for Rurouni's release, that in the rest of the York City arc and the Green Island arc. Although that arcs didn't feel rushed in the reboot, it was the first arc in the reboot that was rushed. The Hunter Exam arc. Shaman King's first arc was also rushed. It was much longer in the manga. It took its time to get us up to meet Tao Ren. Like we introduced Yo and Monta in Chapter 1. Chapter 2 focused on Yo and Milamaro forming a bond to become to officially work together. And the other chapters are just one-off stories that are just about ghosts causing problem before Ren's introduction. But the reboot rushes straight through that, grinding the two chapters into grinding the two stories into one episode. So, I don't know what, and the first episode of Dragon Quest Eventually Dies reboot really rushes through the first chapter. See, it doesn't even adapt it properly either, actually, that one. See, that one made a few changes. Like, the entire battle just takes place on a ship within minutes after the betrayal. And Brass has gone with him. That's just a little, I agree with Rob Hero. They shouldn't rush things. Look at other show reboots that adapt the stories. There should be other good examples for Western reboots. But then again, they're not based on anything, so. It's hard to explain, but hopefully this could be a sign of improvement. Who knows? I actually already read the chapter before watching the episode to see if anything was rushed through. Yeah, I'm not going to list every differences. I should have a video to list all the changes, all the differences in the reboot compared to the original anime. Now, the original anime had the most changes from the first chapter for a lot of reasons, which we'll touch on a bit later in the review. So let's just get into it. So, here's the episode of a sequence that was not in the manga. Well, was, but not in the last chapter. Thing is, I recognize the scene too. Introduction of the character. And this is a flashback of the Batosai. The day of Batosai the Manslayer, or Hitoki Batosai. I think it's Hitoki. Hitoki Batosai. I don't know. I become a Japanese words, but I'm just calling on the original animes call them, but Tosai the Manslayer, etc. etc. You know. So anyway, I'm gonna describe this as someone who's this may be a bit much. I'm supposed to watch it, describe it as something that you're not familiar with, without any spoilers. Like it's the first reviewing. Okay? You already know what this character is. I did do reviews in the past, but I deleted them. I want to prepare for the reboot. But I wonder, is this the same situation that was with JoJo on Netflix? We don't know. On Netflix, Netflix removed parts. View. Deleted part 3 of the site, only leaving Phantom Blood and Battle Fantasy, along with Stone Ocean. So that was. But when part 4 released on Netflix UK, part 3 returned as well. They returned. Actually, all parts besides part 6 were taken down until part 4 came onto the site. So it might be a similar situation with that. Control and the reboot onto the original. But that's just a guess. I'll just check tomorrow when I get up. Actually, I be going to town tomorrow. But if I'm not, I'm gonna make sure to check though, just in case. If that is true or it's not on there. Because if it's not, I'll be pissed. Because what would be the whole point of removing the original anime in the first place? I mean, they did unofficial license the sub other old anime that got reboots. I guess they don't allow classic anime that's getting on the reboots. What else? But this is a good start for the reboot. So, this is a good sign. Anyway, so the episode opens up with a man in blue, or purple, whatever, killing thousands of soldiers. Small soldier up. A young one tries to step on the face up against this guy. Oh, this anime is more bloody than the original. They don't hold back on the blood. That's good. For some reason, Toei likes to hold back on blood for their adaptations of manga these days. One Piece still keeps the blood. But Dragon Ball does not. Like new adaptation, like original story Dragon Ball Super, the Dragon Quest reboot, don't have much blood in it. You know the scenes in the manga that have more blood. So, I don't know what's going on there. So they didn't have much blood either, actually, in the original anime. So the reboot doesn't have that much either. So anyway, the Sailor Moon reboot actually was more faithful to the manga. Except for the first season. I mean, it adapted the first two arcs basically into 2 seasons. Season 3 was basically adapted the third arc, basically as well, but with some changes. I want to talk more about that. I actually want to review the series someday. I also want to review the manga as well. Compare stuff. Okay? I did plan to comment, so I kind of keep my mouth shut on those. So, actually, I think they should. It's actually premiered in some cinemas a few back last month, I think. So I think they should have had the manga. Actually, should have really been selling the manga. Actually, given a free copy of the manga, of the first volume of the manga, as a treat, as to those who went to the premiere, went to see the first episode in cinemas. Like, that'd be a great way for people to actually get a copy, read the story that it's adapted. And a great way for new people to get into the manga as well. I get off topic. Anyway. Anyway, a young man tries to get rid of approach this guy to fight, but another man steps back. Now this is a character that actually does appear in manga and the original anime, but not yet. He doesn't appear into the story. Basically, the anime is going to be adapted to the well, I'll get there. Talk about the opening. The man's name is Saito, and he's the one who take down the Batosai. It's hard to do. Well, some books or so. You get what I mean. As we see a glimpse of the Batosai space, where we cut to the opening, and it's not a bad opening, but it ain't good. But it just can't be Freckles, okay? They actually have a nod of Freckles in the opening. I've just seen in the opening where Kenshin just sitting down a bunch of skulls. The protagonist is sitting down, where the character's sitting down a bunch of skulls, holding a sword. Yes. And when he gets up, he pushes on to hold his sword down. Exact same camera shot as in the original 1996 anime's first opening. The exact same way. So that's obviously a nice little nod to the original opening. Freckles is still iconic. The original anime also has some real catchy openings, but it switched between studios. So no, to Netflix USA, or Netflix Japan, I mean. The original anime, the reboot is going to be added with the original anime, instead of being a separate thing, for some reason. Now, that's me why. Anyway, so yeah. So, but still, it's a good opening. Seeing all the characters in new animation. Curious to see the new voices. No, one of the characters is actually voiced by the Japanese voice actor, Brock. Yeah, not joking. These jelly-filled donuts are delicious. Lemon pizza jelly-filled donut. I can't exactly resemble the crowd, but you know that infamous line. Work is just abused to teach kids about Japanese culture. After that, we cut to there actually was a narration in the manga, which the original anime actually had, but it was moved. Instead, just text appears saying this is the 11th year of the Meiji era. Not familiar with Japanese history and stuff, so not much familiar with the old things behind it, so I just want to review the same too. But if you're more knowledgeable, I hope you, if you do a review on this, if you're a YouTuber and do anime content, I suggest you do give anime reviews a try. It's a fun thing to, and it's a good excuse to check out all kinds of anime you wouldn't normally check out, and see if you might have an interest. I highly recommend it. I don't care if you're popular or not. That doesn't bother me much, but still, anyway. I recommend you try that out if you want to. Those who want to try YouTube, I'd say go for it. Do something you want to do. Just talk about what you like with people online who share the same interest. So in Let's Drive, a young woman confronts this man with red hair in a red outfit. Now, so the new voice cast is good. Really, Takahashi does a good job with what she's got. No, the anime review, sorry, tells us some of the comedic moments of the original series. In the manga, and the anime matches the visual humor very well in the original series. Because, it was 90s. But maybe because they were limited by digital animation. No, I doubt that's the case. In One Piece can still be pretty expressive, even with the digital animation. I don't know. Dragon Ball 2, they can be more expressive with the digital animation, so I doubt that's the reason. But this is a similar case to Bleach the 1000-Year Blood War, where they tell a more serious story and tone down most of the comedy. This thing the Outman removed it, but they just toned it down a bit. which is sad, but this is a proper adaptation of the first chapter in the manga. Proper. Sorry. Yeah, she swings her wooden sword at him. He says aura, by the way. Aura? Something the dub in the original anime don't get rid of. But they actually, the subs actually decided to keep something of the original anime. It's English dub. The character Saiyans, in a way. Oh, okay. So, yeah. Call him Batosai. She wonders if his man, but says out loud, and she wonders if this man really is the Batosai. But this man says he's a Rurouni, which is the name of the anime, but it means wanderer. So I think I think the title of the anime means wandering samurai, which is what the original animation, which is what is actually translated to in the original anime's opening. You know, Rurouni Kenshin, wandering samurai, for the English dub. That is. So interesting. So yeah, Rurouni. But I'm going to not remember some Japanese spins with the words. So I'm just going to go by the stuff I know for the English dub, okay? As I said earlier. Man says he's never killed anyone. But the woman tells him about a sword. But he shows her his sword. It's actually reversed. A reverse blade sword. So yeah, I didn't see when I first watched Rurouni Kenshin back last year, I think. Yeah, I think it was last year because I bought Death Note last year. And I got into that by watching the first episode. I watched the first episode to see if we could get into the series. And it was a good choice. No, the character Kenshin. The main character, sorry, the character was supposed to be a female in the original anime for some reason. Like I said, I don't know why they chose that. He's not exactly young. There's a gag at the end of the chapter and episode mentions, but it's more funny in the manga because. You know, it's a fun note to end the chapter on. But it's toned down, the reboot. Sorry. That happens a lot. So anyway, so yeah. So the anyway, so she believes him he's not the thing was but that said a police whistle sounds. And the young woman heads off there. A man in a mask is slaying people. The woman jumps in to stop him. He's strong. Oh no, she had a few more swings in the manga, but they just gave them one swing in the anime, and got her cuts more. There's a lot more bloody cuts, a little more bloodier. I'm sure there'll be a comparison video on YouTube between the first episode of the original anime and reboot, which I'll definitely be watching to see a lot of visual changes. But overall, though, the story adapts to the manga pretty faithfully. But pretty surprised. I thought we were just gonna half-assed it. I got other reboots, but no, they really are taking their time, which is a good thing. Okay, we want good storytelling, not rushed storytelling. Our story is supposed to be told now with careful time and consideration. Even though it's created with the prison, but prior to Rurouni Kenshin, he created another manga, Buso Renkin, which I do plan to cover at some point. Before I enjoy this. There's actually a video on YouTube about it. I plan to watch that a little bit later. Maybe tomorrow. Anyway, before she gets striked, the Wanderer saves her. The man just runs away, saying he uses the Kashin Ryu style. Young woman is up to him, but the Wanderer tells her this. The nurse knows what they got. She reveals that the sword technique being their family beat is actually it's her family technique, and it's being used to murder people. So anyway, the Wanderer picks her up, and as more comedic in the manga, like I said, the only anime reboot comes down to comedy. But hopefully the comedy can be a little more better in future episodes. We still have some good comedic moments, just not that much. So anyway, takes it back to the dojo, to the Kashin dojo, where she reveals her name, Karo Kashin. Mie Takahashi does a good job playing Karu. The original Japanese voice was way lighter and a little hyper. That's hard to explain, but I didn't know how to feel about the original Japanese cast. They weren't bad, but I just didn't enjoy them much. And worse, the Kenshin's voice actor, Chess, only appeared in one anime after that. I'm not joking. Look up a Wikipedia page and you'll know. I don't know why the hell they were thinking that, what the hell they were thinking at the time. She's not bad. I actually kind of got used to the voice a bit. Rurouni. I think they've got more same tone with Shun, but Senseiya have more lighter tone voice. But Shun was still played by a male actor. I'm gonna have to find this is very, very late into the video. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so, and she's treated by, it's actually the subs change a little line from the manga, make it sound a little bad in the anime. Right, she wants to still complain, but then Wanderer tells her to stop. But still, she wants to prove herself. It's just pride and stuff. Just go. Pride's not important. She gets herself killed. But still, she refuses to back down. That star belonged to her father, who believed the sword would be used for peace, not murder. Now her father's dream's been crushed over by some man claiming to be Tosai. Someone she doesn't know if he is or not. At the end of the story, one of the still points that she can't go because, well, the wound on her arm says she can't go. This is another visual comedy scene in the manga, which is visually highlighted. The highlight lines. I do my similar comedic expressions. Actually, now I think about it, there's some parts of the manga that the anime did not adapt either. Chapter. This is seen later on with a comedic gag of Karo. So yeah. Anyway. Now Mrs. Lee. The one time Mrs. Lee. The old man that's treating her injury tells her not to associate with someone like him, a wanderer. Someone who has no path or something. She's just too kind of good. She says she knows. Next day, the two go shopping and a commotion happens. You guys say that a commotion happens. It's the scene one before. I'm not. This is a scene where the comedic scenes removed here. After Wanderer saying that she looks like a lady now. It was quite funny. It's a shame these didn't. I get they want to tell a more serious story by toning down some of the joke comedy. I understand how Bleach the Thousand Year Blood War did that, but it's still a good story. So, but still, the comedy makes the series what they are. It makes them what. It's just what they are. It's their identity, the comedic scenes. As long as it's done right, they don't need to break up the flow. Can Cal asked the policeman what happened. He said it was caught with the sword, which is banned in the Meiji era after the revolution. The police also recognizes her after Kashima family dojo. Kyle gets mad at the policeman saying that when he mentions the murder, mentions this person, the killer, using that style. She doesn't want some brains. And she has the policeman that the old man sells it by giving the policeman money, basically saying that they agree to allow for now, but next time he won't be so lucky. Anyway, the Wanderer asks Kyle about what she knows so far about the killer. She says she has a lead. You see a little. Lead. There's another dojo, at least a dojo that's shut down. That's now being out by ruffians and gangs. Most likely responsible, but she can't prove it. And the old man makes his leave, so he's gonna make dinner. Wanda asks who this about that man. She tells him his name is Kie, I think. I think that's what she said. I can't remember. I already forgot his name. That he's basically a live-in servant. Live-in. You know, in the manga, she said live-in apprentice. So I don't know why that line was there. She said after her father passed, she found him on the streets, collapsed, and just took him in a tree and took him in and let him stay with him. Yes, the one who asked about his background, but she said she doesn't know. This is more community than a manga. Hey, why she know? She knows that a lot of people have a past they don't want to talk about. So she doesn't have the right to pry. And not the same for him. Since he's a wanderer, he has to have a past he doesn't want to talk about. Something he agrees to. Anyway, he says he's going to make some errands. Chloe starts in saying that she just wants to thank him and stuff. Yeah. Alright. Anyways. As Chloe heads back to the dojo. The Wanderer. So it's getting more detail that the Wanderer was actually been searching for the culprit, searching the town for the past few days and nights. Carol did offer him to stay at the dojo since he probably wouldn't have enough money for the end. It was a bit of a gag in the Kyoto arc. Or him be looking poor. It was hilarious. So anyway, the original anime, I missed the original soundtrack though. That whistle, that flute, that sound. I think you know what I want to talk about. If you watch the original anime, that sound you hear most of the time. And I just like that sound for some reason. It's just very soothing. Don't miss that. I don't hate the reboot soundtrack. It's not bad, but it may take some time for me to fully appreciate it. Who knows? Well, wait and see. So anyway, well, the guy. Oh, pardon me. So the one who approaches the dojo. Yes. As the knocking, the guy comes out, asking, "What are you doing? This is Himura Botasai's place." And I wonder what so his name is Himura Botasai. He said, I thought his name was Crossroad Killer. So the other folks come out to face up against him. We don't see much of the battle, so we cut the cup cracking, and Carl comes in, cracked. Anyway, EA shows up. You know, very mysterious. I like how the anime just adds large shadows to the character, making it more ominous. Yeah. Maya was mentioned earlier that she mentioned him earlier that he wants her to sell the dojo stuff. So the ship's not fit for a woman and stuff. Which makes sense why he thinks that. It's the Meiji era, the 18th century, I think. Was it the 19th? I can't remember. I can't remember exactly what century the Meiji era was in. Like, I'm not much familiar with Japanese periods and stuff. So, yeah. Anyway. And he asked her, but she told him he's not going to sell, she's not going to sell the dojo up. He says he's always signed already has the documents, only now is her signature, well, not signature. As he reveals his true colours, that Batosai was actually his brother. Goji, I think. As he was pretending to be a nice guy, so they could just get her to get rid of sell the school to them, sell the dojo to them. They sell it in a few years. If they sell it, they get more money. So Go does try to fight back, but it's no use. They're too strong for her. But she's saved the last minute by the Rurouni, the Wanderer. As Goji comments, is he believe that swords in crap is cool? He says he doesn't. He says that swords are meant for killing. Now the original anime actually has a lot of visuals when he was talking about that. And a nice little sum up of what it is. They're meant for killing and stuff, for slaying. It shows running from the truth. But if you ever hide the truth, and he preferred Kaoru's way. Kaoru Domo. Anyway, sit the men on him. What easy takes him down. Brilliant flash. I like the animation. Really compliments it. He was just able to ice boot him. I'm just knocking him all out. It reveals the name of the style used by Batosai. It is not the Kashin style. Or the Kashin Ryu. It's called Hisan. The style used by Batosai in the master is Hisamurugi. Hisamugi. That's it. I think. I don't know what it's called. I mean, he's actually Batosai the Manslayer the whole time. So Goji goes after him, but the Wanderer takes him down. You see. And friends the guy. So he's not as giving us over. So he passes out and pisses himself. There's actually an added detail in the anime. So the one who apologizes behind the truth on her. If you can help it, you ever. But if it runs past you, ever hide it a little longer. As you may see, but Carl wants him to stay. It's more comedic in the manga too, but I get it. Don't want to move some of the dramatic, the scenes of some of the bit of the drama in the story. So I understand why they toned down the comedy. She wants him to help her out. Huh? Say. And he says, "This is not truly clear name. If the real Batosai stays, it could. I don't know." But she says she doesn't want the Batosai to stay. She wants him, the Wanderer. And of course, no. She doesn't say it's fine. You can go, but at least she wants to know his name, his true name, not the name of Batosai. And so because he's still there, because his name is Kenshin Himura, or the Japanese version, Himura Kenshin. And he decides to stay with them. He decides to stick around for a while. As a narrative pops up, which was not at the start, and that's the beginning of a now story, and also life of a wanderer. Of course, before the episode closes out, we get a little gag at the end of Carl actually asking Kenshin how old he is since he left throughout the revolution, which was 30, and it's 11th year of the Meiji era. The whole thing was 30 years ago. You can't be over 30. You can't be over 30 with that face. I mean, of course, a line was moved from Kenshin, because in the manga he said, well, he basically doesn't know how old he is either. It was more funny. But it was all part of adding that scene. I'm not going to tell the whole joke. Oh well. So there's not proper previews like the original anime. Instead, it's just narration previews. With Kenshin's voice actor, just narrates the next episode. For some reason, next episode introduces Yahiko. Why is that weird? Well, let's explain some of the differences. Yeah, the old man. Let's start with him. See, this is his anime debut. You don't know. The original anime, he did not appear in the original anime. I don't know why, but he was replaced by 3 original characters, Dr. Genzai and his granddaughters. Their characters created for the anime. I do not know why. Maybe because censorship laws at the time says it was too strict. I don't know. I don't know, okay? Might have been a reason, but I actually want to know your thoughts on Dr. Genzai. I like him and his nieces a bit. That's a question of baseball. I haven't gone to play on that one yet. Also, I'm not going to explain all the changes. There's another change I do want to explain though. It's in the start of the episode. That's not supposed to happen there. It's not in the It's not in the first chapter. No, that comes later in the manga. Actually, during the Kyoto arc. The start of it, actually. The introduction of Saito. He's not supposed to show up until Kyoto. I do not know why they added that in, but it's interesting. It's even more vague. It's more mysterious. I don't know. Some of the great choices, but still. So yeah. Also, I don't know why next episode is going to focus on Yahiko. Because chapter 2 actually is not. Yahiko's not even introduced till a little bit later. In chapters 4 and 5, I think. I don't know how many chapters. I gotta check that out later. Instead, the next story is supposed to be the Swordsman Police, which was adapted to the 3rd episode of the original anime, and Yahiko was added into the story. I want to know that unless I read the manga. But most likely they'll be cutting down Russian, kind of story in half a bit. Maybe, I don't know, we'll just have to see. But who knows? But still, good in first impressions. I enjoyed the first episode. I get this episode a thumbs up because of how well it adapts the manga. So looks like, but we still be worrying. First episode, a good impression of the first episode, not rushed. Fully booked chapter to the chapter without cutting corners. So, if you watch the episode, go check it out on Crunchyroll, I think, is on the UK one now. I don't know, but this video was actually longer, my fault, sorry. So, thank you guys for watching and enjoy my content, please hit the thumbs up button. Want to see more, subscribe to the channel, Kenshin all these videos that comes on the future. Hopefully I'll be able to do a review on the Tokyo arc of the original anime before the second episode of the reboot comes out next week. So thank you, I'll see you on next time for more videos. Kill Phoenix out.